All right, that's it. Season's wrapped. I quite frankly don't give a shit if anyone says otherwise. I don't want to hear that they have the second half left. There's still the All-Star break. They could turn this around. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Um, I'm tapping out. Tapping out. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop watching and making videos because I am the sucker that is still gonna sit down on my couch every night at 7 o'clock watching this garbage. But I don't want to hear anything about playoffs. I don't. Before I go on a tangent, Mets lose 6-2 the San Diego Padres, losing the series to the Padres, who they are in contention of potentially a wild card spot with. Not anymore, though. Not anymore. I don't care that they're one game separate from the Padres. Don't care that they're 6.5 or 7 back. They needed to sweep this series, and the fact that they couldn't even win the series is even more of a problem. And bad baseball played all around. What's the point of them making the playoffs? Somebody please tell me the point of them making the playoffs. To what? Watch Max Scherzer crumble in a big game yet again, who, by the way, what is there to say about him anymore? The dude is clearly cooked, and here are his numbers. Max Scherzer in all of 2022, 13 home runs in 145 and a third innings pitched. Max Scherzer in the first half of 2023, 18 home runs in 87 and two-thirds of an innings pitch. You see the problem. The problem is he's not good, and especially in big games. He can't even give you a good enough start against a bad team. The Padres are not some spectacular team. And yet he still pitches like garbage. You see the stat line on the screen. 5 innings of work, 6 hits against, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Whoop-de-doo, 7 strikeouts. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Am I supposed to celebrate that he hit 7 strikeouts? No. Don't care. Do not care. None of us should care. None of us should care about the season anymore. They better wave the white flag at the deadline and sell some pieces off, because what is the point? If this management group still believes they can contend and they go out and buy at the deadline, I'm going to be infuriated. Unless they go on a historic winning streak these next couple of games, don't want to hear garbage about the playoffs. Don't want to hear anything about buying at the deadline. Don't want to hear it. Don't, because there's way too many problems on the roster. Way too many. I've addressed it numerous times, whether it's a podcast episode, whether it's one of these post-game shows. I've addressed numerous times that Max Scherzer, not good enough. Justin Verlander has sucked this year. And even when he has been good, he only gives you about 5 innings. Otherwise, I'm not applauding you for giving 5 innings. I'm not. You are the ace of the rotation. I demand at least 6, at the minimum 6. I demand 2 runs at the maybe 3 at the max allowed. 2 walks, 3 max allowed. I demand better. Maybe I'm spoiled because of what guys like DeGrom did, guys that like Harvey did when he was here and in his prime, Wheeler when he was on his game, Syndergaard when he was on his game. Maybe I'm just spoiled from that, but this is just complete and utter dog shit. And then, what, am I supposed to celebrate Kodai Senga, who can't pitch on regular rest, being the best pitcher in this rotation? Woohoo. Woohoo. Because outside of that, what is there in this rotation? Tyler McGill, who got sent down and led the team in innings pitched for the longest time, which is absurd with how garbage he was. A cooked cookie in Carlos Carrasco, who sure has been better with that new slider grip, but I really don't care. Jose Quintana, who's coming back, just got freaking smacked around and hit around in his rehab start. And then you have David Peterson. He gave you a good outing yesterday. Nothing to show for it from the offense, but he has not been good enough all year, and he struggled in AAA. And then outside that, you have what? Joey Lucchesi? Don't care. Don't care. The bullpen sucks. We've addressed that one. TJ McFarland pitching on a major league roster should not be happening on a team that nonetheless has World Series aspirations. Don't give me the garbage that Edwin Diaz got hurt and they weren't prepared for this. There's no excuse to have TJ McFarland in your bullpen. Build a deeper bullpen. Grant Hartwig has been surprisingly decent. Dominic Leone's been up and down. He had a good game today, but I'll be honest, I'm tired of seeing his stupid face. I am. Because it's every freaking game pretty much that he's used. And we didn't even get to the lineup. 5 hits today. Counted on one hand. 5 hits. Nimmo goes 0-4 again. Pham only gets 1 at bat, leaves because of an injury. Hopefully he's fine, considering he's been pretty much the only good hitter in this lineup and consistent guy. Canna, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. By the way, pretty funny that the Mets' only 2 runs were because Juan Soto couldn't field a basic fly ball as well. Lindor, 1 for 4, striking out twice. OPS back below 800. Great. Pete Alonso, cool. Cool that you're leading for the league leader in home runs. Cool. You're not getting it. You're not. Cool that you're participating in the home run derby this week. Don't care. 0 for 3. OPS is about to sink below 800. Batting average might sink below freaking 200. Where has he been since April? Where has he been? Can anybody tell me? Because I can't find him. Jeff McNeil, 1 for 3. DJ Stewart, 1 for 3. The fact that you have DJ Stewart hitting, what, 6th in this lineup? Are we for real with DJ Stewart hitting 6th? Couldn't come up when it mattered with the bases loaded. Alvarez couldn't come up when it mattered with the bases loaded. Couldn't play defense either. Dropped a routine foul ball to catch. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Beatty 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Sorry, I wished you back into the lineup. To be honest, there's got to be questions about him going back down to AAA unless this team starts to sell because, again, he's not even getting consistent playing time. Guillorme 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Cool, he got a hit. He still doesn't belong on a big league roster. He doesn't. Don't want to hear shit about that. I'm waiting for somebody to give me a valid reason for this atrocity because what injuries? What injuries? Don't give me injuries. Jose Quintana, is he that big of a deal to this team that still has a inconsistent offense? Are you telling me Jose Quintana is the issue? Because if that's the case, this team has a lot more issues here. I don't care that Pete Alonso missed a couple weeks of baseball too. He hasn't been good enough to the point where you could be like, oh, but if Pete Alonso was healthy for those couple weeks, we'd be in a different spot. No. Don't want to hear it. Jeff McNeil has been awful. Marte's been worse than him. I got nothing. I got nothing for this offense. There's not one positive that you could take from it. I don't want to hear shit anymore about this team having a superstar too. Don't want to hear it. There are no superstars. And I don't want to hear shit about a captain. There's no fucking captain. There isn't. I don't give a rat's ass how good Francisco Lindor is at talking to the media after games. Actions speak louder than words, and what we're seeing on the diamond is dog shit, and none of us should be okay with it. None of us should be going to games. Granted, I guess I'm not faulting Steve Cohen for Billy Epler pissing away his money. Because I've said numerous times, I've been saying this pretty much since day one that he's a Steve Cohen pocket merchant. It's pretty obvious now. And even then, still couldn't put together a good enough team. With all those signings and all that money he spent. Still couldn't. I don't want to hear shit about this team in in a positive matter until this team picks a direction. Pick a direction, and it's obvious the direction they should go in, but we know that's not going to happen, and I know that some Met fans are not going to be thrilled with me for saying that it should happen. The team needs to either go for massive retool or they need to rebuild and tear it down. Burn it to smithereens. I'm asking for the bare minimum. I can't even ask for making the wild card. I would have been satisfied with a series win in the playoffs. I'm begging for scraps here. And no, not even going to get a playoff appearance, right? Not even that. Not even above 500 with the biggest payroll in the sport. I have no words. I have no words other than see what you could get for Robertson at the deadline. See what you could get for Raleigh. See if you could get anything for Ottavino. Highly doubt that. Max Scherzer, thanks a lot, buddy. If you're trying to get traded out of here, you're doing a pretty shit job. Because you have been awful. No shot in hell he has any value right now. Doubt anyone wants Verlander, but you should at least explore the market there. Carrasco, this is the end of his contract. See if someone's a sucker and takes him. See if anyone takes Narvaez. Canna, Marte, Pham, Vogelback. They have pieces to sell. Are they going to get a good haul with good enough prospects? No, but I'm asking for prospects at this point. Because you could either bring back some of these guys in the offseason, or you could just admit that this team needs to rebuild. But no, does not matter. Does not matter that I'm having this conversation. Does not matter if we do. Does not matter if it's what we want. Because what's going to happen is the fact that Steve Cohen decided to say in that opening presser when he first bought the team will win the World Series within the first 3 to 5 years of him owning the team. We're in year 3. We're in year 3. And we know what their game plan is for the offseason. We know they're going to try to get Shohei Ohtani. And it is a complete and utter disaster if they don't land Ohtani. Because what did you do all this waiting for? What did you hire Billy Epler and keep him around for? It doesn't matter what we want. We're not going to get a rebuild. I hope I somehow look stupid in a few weeks. I hope I somehow could look at this video and point at how stupid I am, and they somehow get a 10-game win streak to pull above 500 and get back in the wild card race. But great. They play the Los Angeles Dodgers after the All-Star break. That's a good way to get a win streak going, right? Sure, maybe the White Sox they could beat around. But then you play the Red Sox, who are a team that's above 500. Play the Yankees. They've been dog shit too, but I'll tell you right now, the Yankees are not as bad as the Mets, and Aaron Judge might be back by the time that series rolls around. And then they play the Nationals. But even if they do go on a win streak here, even if they do, unless they win in convincing fashion in a good amount of these games, are we really sold? Are we really sold on them beating the Washington Nationals and the Chicago White Sox? Because I'm not sold. I'm not. Because they cannot beat the Padres. They didn't beat the Astros. Couldn't beat the Brewers if their life depended on it this year, except one game. Cardinals couldn't even beat the Cardinals. I'm talking about how easy it might be to beat the White Sox. They couldn't beat the Cardinals when they were the worst team in the National League, and they still are one of the worst teams. Couldn't beat the Blue Jays. Can't beat the Braves at all. Couldn't beat the Pirates. Who could they beat? Who could they beat? Outside of the Giants and then the Diamondbacks, who they just beat. But again, some of those wins were not even impressive. I'd like to see if there's any post-game comments from anyone. Would love to see what they're saying. They're so good at talking in front of a camera, but yet they suck on the diamond. There's gotta be someone posting putting post-game quotes up, right? Like Puma, then Tim Healy. Nothing. Nothing at all yet. Whatever. Again, make me look stupid somehow and win a bunch of games. I'm just tired of this. Tired of it, but I'm still gonna sit down and watch every game because I'm just that asshole. Cannot wait for my vacation in August so I don't have to deal with this crap. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Who do they play during that stretch? They play the Texas Rangers and the Seattle Mariners. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be freaking great, isn't it? And one game against the Angels during that stretch. Glad I do not have to be here to witness that disaster. But who knows? Maybe the Mets did commit to selling at the deadline by then, and there's actually going to be some interesting games to watch because I want to watch how certain prospects do. Maybe Ronnie Mauricio's up by then, finally. Maybe Vientos is back up playing full-time. Maybe there will be something to look forward to. That's part of the reason why I want them to sell at the deadline, too. Give me something to actually turn on the television for. Because I don't want to turn the television on to watch Daniel Vogelback not swing at a single pitch. I just don't. I don't want to watch DJ Stewart. I should look into freaking buying the AAA baseball package and watch some Syracuse Mets. Not that they're any better, but at least I'll actually get some excitement watching guys like Mauricio and Vientos. Sick of this garbage. Ending it here. Do not care if I get flamed in the comments. Do not care if anyone tells me I'm stupid, tells me I'm wrong. Don't care. I've seen enough to know that this team is not doing shit this year. And if they do make the playoffs, unless they are scorching hot or Harry Potter somehow comes in and saves this team, or Jesus Christ himself comes back out of the grave, there is no saving this season. There isn't. So I'm going to end it there. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. We'll be back after the All-Star break. Maybe a podcast episode over the All-Star break to rant even further. Because I need CJeths. I need Niko. I need their help with talking about this. Because maybe I need to get... Maybe I'm just mentally going crazy from this team. And I'm in the wrong. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to end it there, though. See you guys in the next one.